Bella Salon and Day Spa, located at 41 West Main Street in Northeast Pennsylvania, proudly supports Chautauqua Sunrise and its volunteers. More information at bellasalonanddayspa.net. Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey everybody, good morning and welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. I'm Doc Hamels, and a special good afternoon to my listeners on WRFA 107.9, low power to the people in Jamestown, Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. Thanks for joining us. Okay, one important thing to tell you right off the bat, we are not live today. We are pre-taped, so I have to go, like that guy on those TV commercials, I have to go 10 minutes into the future. Well, I'm going into the future here. So we are pre-taping because I'm not available for April 20th because we'll be on the road. And nonetheless, we have our guest here today, and we are going to bring a very interesting show that has local interest here in our community. Okay, so I have a few things to share with you, and then I got some introductions to do. So first thing of all, I just want to say I hope you're enjoying the warmer weather. I know that the flowers are finally popping up, and I think we're there. I know we had snow about a week ago, just got a little trace, but now I think we're in those warmer trends, and good things are coming our way, and Easter's on its way. Okay, just a quick little reminder that the Three Amigos will be riding in the Ride for Roswell again this year, so let's pop them up, and just to kind of plug Ride for Roswell, the three of us are the Chautauqua Sunrisers team, and we're going to be doing the 34-mile country ride. I encourage you to go to theroswell.org, and if you have $5, whatever, contribute to any one of our names. Look up, just go to Rider, and you look up our name, and we're there. And we're trying to raise a bunch of money for that, and that's going to be on June 22nd. I already warned you, I'm going to talk about it every week until then, so so please support us. Okay, we have a special guest in the house today who is representing the Greystone Nature Preserve, and I want to welcome to the show Mike Deneen. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
And you are on a special mission today to talk about something special. But before you do that, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
I'm from Cortland, New York.
Cortland. That's how far away is that from here?
It's probably about 4 hours.
Oh, so, and you're studying at Fredonia, right?
Yes.
What year are you in?
I'm a junior.
Junior, so one more year.
Yeah, one more left.
I can't wait. Time goes by quick, though. Before you know it, you're going to be graduating. And I thought you were going to be, since you're associated with the preserve, that you're going to be like a naturalist or herbologist, but you're not. What's your background?
Yeah, I'm a sport management and marketing major, so this is for my marketing major.
Okay.
This is an internship.
And so you're an intern there, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how many days a week are you there?
I actually don't go there very often. A lot of the stuff I do is I meet them on campus, and then I do a lot of work like with them on the campus. But I've only been there once actually. But yeah, usually it's probably 3 or 4 days a week. I am doing something on campus for them.
Okay. And to remind everybody, this is the Greystone Nature Preserve with Diane Clark and Bill Moran, and they've been on the show here before. They've been on Gail Erb's show, and the preserve is in Brockton, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So, Mike, what brings you here today as far as being the intern for them?
I'm here to talk about our Earth Month Expo. It's a big event coming up in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's pop up that poster, Jeff. I believe we have one. Okay, so go ahead and let's talk about it.
Yeah, it's on Saturday, April 27th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And there's a lot of just like fun nature games and crafts for kids, but there's also things for people for all ages. There's educational workshops. There's eco-friendly vendors. There's live music. There's even a Thai food truck will be there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. What's a plant swap? What's that all about? Do you know?
Yeah, it's kind of similar to like a clothing swap, but it's like trimming plants almost.
Mm-hmm. So if I had some daylilies, I could trade them for hostas or some other plants that people might bring. And do you have any idea who the guest speakers are going to be and what they're going to talk about?
Yeah, I don't have all their names right off the top of my head.
Well, the topics maybe.
But yeah, there's a Native American speaker.
Nice.
About just about all the like eco-friendly things like Native Americans do. Mm-hmm. And there's a speaker about the Chautauqua County
watershed.
Yeah, the watershed. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a speaker about global warming.
Okay, well, that certainly would fit the theme.
Yeah, definitely. And there's a few more also. There's a lot. I'm not sure the exact number off the top of my head, but for the most part, from 9 to 4, there'll be guest speakers for most of the time.
It's different slots and so forth.
Yes.
Okay, now is there any charge for this?
No, it's free and open to anyone.
Okay, now this is the first time I've heard Earth Month. Usually there's Earth Day.
Yes.
Is there are they going to do anything special on Earth Day? Do you know, or is it just encompassing the whole time?
Yeah, it's Earth Day is the Tuesday before our event, so we kind of schedule it for that because it's the week of, and
Super.
the weekend more people can come, obviously.
Okay, all right, and so if people want more information, is there a phone number? I don't know if I caught that one. Is there? Let's pop that poster one more time, Jeff, just to make sure everybody gets to see what was on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's not a phone number on there,
but
but
it's way down in that corner. Maybe you can read it.
Oh yeah, way down there. 716-792-7893. Yeah, it's very small.
It's very small. Okay, but certainly they can go online. There's a website.
Yeah, GreystoneNaturePreserve.com, okay. And there's also GreystoneNaturePreserve@gmail.com. You can email if you have any questions.
Okay, and will you be there that day?
Yes, I will be there. I'll be there all day.
Okay. Well, Mike Deneen, thanks for dropping by, the intern from the Greystone Nature Preserve. And anything else you want to say?
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's just a reminder, it's Saturday, April 27th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Science Center on SUNY Fredonia campus.
Okay, excellent. All right, so there you have that, and that's something for us to do. And as I always say, folks, there's plenty of things to do in Chautauqua County, and if you can't find something to do, you're not looking. So Mike, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you. And I know you got to take off, so you go ahead and...
Yeah, thank you a lot.
Oh, wait a minute. You can't go yet. You got to talk about that prop there.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Back everything up here. Hey, Mike's back. What's this all about?
Yeah, this is one of the take-home crafts that we have for the kids. It's a stick people.
Uh-huh.
And what we do is we have just a ton of sticks that they picked up from the nature preserve. And there's just a ton of things that you can like decorate it with.
Okay, like a little happy face and some eyeballs.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, all of our arts and crafts are all things like this, where it's things that come from nature that you can turn into.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'll officially say goodbye and thanks for dropping by, and don't be a stranger. And if there's anything else that comes up there, let us know.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, and good luck at college.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so that's happening at the preserve, and like I was saying, there's always something to do here in Chautauqua County. All right, so let's continue on with that theme, and let me mention a few things that are happening not only today, but in the next few days. So we're going to start right out with my friends over at Infinity in Jamestown, New York. The Infinity Center will host a 4-day World Tour day camp from Tuesday, April 23rd to April 26th. They'd like you to join their whirlwind 4-day tour of a new country every day through music, art, dance, theater, language, costume, and a whole lot more. They have a lot of fun there. And they're saying they're going to get you home by dinner time. So the program runs from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Students ages 6 to 12 are welcome. So give them a call at 664-0991. So it's like a spring break camp. What could be more fun than that? All right, today, Saturday, April 20th, there is the Easter Carnival over at the Children's Safety Education Village. And the good news is you can watch this whole show till 10 o'clock, get in the car, and head over there, over in Asheville. It's at the Hughes Educational Center grounds, and the Safety Village is right next to it, on the same property. They're going to have food, crafts, games, train rides, prizes, face painting. The Easter Bunny's going to be there for pictures, Easter parade, fun demos, and a whole lot more. This year, with your admission, you get free game tickets, evidently. So admission's $3. You get those tickets. Ages 3 to 12 are $3. Ages 2 and under are free. Okay, and if you want more information, give them a call, 338-0170. And of course, that's today, but you may have some questions. It's a lot of fun. I've been there when they've had the Easter Carnival, and then lots of people come out, and lots of candy, lots of fun stuff. All right, once you're done with that Easter event, you can do an Easter egg hunt and come to Ripley, just down the road from the Asheville, all right? There's an Easter egg hunt and visit with the bunny. He's gonna, I don't know how he gets there, maybe by helicopter, I don't know. From 1:30 p.m., there's an Easter egg hunt on the Ripley School lawn. Sounds like fun. And 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., the Easter Bunny is going to be at the Ripley Fire Hall. Crafts and games and live bunnies and all kinds of stuff. The Westfield Stray Cat Rescue is going to be there, and it's being sponsored by the Ripley PTO and the Firemen's Auxiliary. That's going to be Saturday, April 20th, 1 to 3. Okay, let's see. We have folks that are stressed out. Young people get stressed out? Sure. Tuesday, April 23rd from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. at the Fluvanna Community Church. Presenter Taylor Winter, a certified HEAL educator, is going to be presenting a program. And it's free and open to the public. And if you're interested, give CASIC a call or the YWCA in Jamestown. Okay. This is slide 20, Jeff. We're going to go right to the Chautauqua County Historical Society, and they're having their annual meeting, a luncheon, and a guest speaker. This is going to be held at the Lakeshore Assembly of God over in Westfield. And where's his name? I'll catch it real quick. Jacob Ludes III will be discussing his book, A Thread in the Fabric, the Chautauqua Erie region to 1865. And my understanding, he's going to take you through 13,000 years of history of the people that have lived in this area, from the First Nation people to the French, the British, and so forth, right up till the Civil War. And includes the War of 1812 and so forth, the Erie Canal, and on and on. There's going to be a luncheon, as I said. Tickets are $15 per person. And if you are interested, give them a call at the McClurg Mansion at 326-2977. And you can also go to their website, cchs at McClurgMuseum, all one word, .org. So that sounds like a real interesting program. And it's not every day we read a book about our area right here in Chautauqua County. So that sounds real good. Okay, moving right along. Prevention Works fundraising event. The Prevention Works funding event will be held Tuesday, April 30th, 3:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Masonic Lodge in Fredonia. Tickets are $11. What do you get for it? Chevette's Chicken Barbecue. And this is sponsored by CASIC once again. Takeouts and dining is available. Barbecue chicken, you get half a chicken, mashed potatoes, green beans, and a dinner roll. Pre-sale tickets are guaranteed, but you gotta give them a call, 366-4623. Again, 366-4623, supporting Prevention Works for the CASIC program throughout our county. Okay, we're going to go to Jamestown now, and let's pop that one up. And our friends at the Jamestown Rotary Club are celebrating their 100th anniversary as a Rotary Club. All right, and this is going to be held at the Chautauqua Harbor Hotel right down the road in Celeron. And if you're interested, give them a call at 489-2800 if you want to stay there. And as far as the event itself for tickets, Katie Geis has them, and you can call them at 673-5214. Tickets are $100 per person, but it's going to be dinner, raffles, dance, just going to be a beautiful evening if you'd like to join them. Okay, moving right along, let's go back to Westfield area. Shred It event. The Westfield Memorial Hospital Auxiliary is sponsoring a Shred It event on May 4th from 10 a.m. to noon. It's going to be held in the Westfield Memorial Hospital parking lot. And as I've noted in the past, this is the end of the tax season, and lots of us go to file those papers only to find that we've got boxes of tax returns for the last 30 years that we don't need anymore. So what a great way to purge your collection of paperwork that you don't need. $10 a container. They shred it. It's really a cool machine. And the thing is, it takes care of anything that's personal or confidential. It's gone, shredded, and no one will ever find it again. Okay, let's go back to Ripley. We're going to talk about this again in a little while, but I want to make sure we hit it once early on. The Untouchables, live and in concert. This is going to be held at Quincy Cellars, and it's being sponsored and benefiting the Ripley Library Building Fund. It's going to be held on May 11th from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Tickets are only $25. And my understanding is these guys are pretty wild, and they have a lot of fun, and they put on a great show. For tickets, give them a call at 736-3913. Again, Quincy Cellars, Saturday, May 11th. Come on, mouth. And that's to support the Ripley Library Fund. Okay, let's go right to Ripley, just down the street, over to Meters. Ripley Women's Club annual spring banquet is going to be held May 16th. And they'd like you to know that it starts at 6 p.m. Tickets are $20, a buffet dinner. They have speakers from all over the town. Every community organization reports in, and it's a great informational meeting. And if you're interested, you got to give them a call. I guess they're taking reservations at Meters, so give them a call over there. Okay, and then there's a workshop coming up on June 1st, What to Do About Challenging Behavior. It's a free workshop, and it's being sponsored by CASIC at the Boys and Girls Club of Jamestown, and it's recommended for family and caregivers of children with disabilities, and it's free. So there you have that. And this one is to mark your calendar, the annual charity golf classic for the United Way of Northern Chautauqua County is going to be held Friday, June 14th. Early bird pricing is $110 per person if you register by May 10th, so that's coming up quick. And of course, you can sign up afterwards. But for more information, give them a call, 366-5424. And thank you, as always, for sending in your announcements. That's what we do here, and we're happy to do it free of charge, always. So we're going to take a little break. We're going to be right back, and this public service announcement is for you.
I am a veteran. My victory was finding the strength to be a champion.
My victory is having a job I can be proud of.
At DAV, we help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
My victory was finishing my education.
My victory was getting help to put our lives back together.
DAV provides veterans with a lifetime of support.
My victory is being there for my family.
Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Welcome back. I'm Doc Hamels. You're watching Chautauqua Sunrise. And today is my pleasure to tell you about an individual that's going to be joining me here in a second. Someone I've known quite a few years. She was someone that worked with my own children at Ripley Central School, and now has a new role as the director of the Ripley Public Library. Welcome, Rhonda Thompson.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Rhonda, you and I, we have history.
We do.
I was trying to figure how long ago I've known you. It's got to be 20 years or something like that.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be that long, yeah.
And I was superintendent, you were teaching, but I think I was on the school board when you were hired originally, weren't you?
You were, and I remember you weren't the super yet.
Right. I was president of the school board.
You were president of the school board, and you were running for the legislative.
Oh, okay.
County legislative.
That
I
would've
had
been
you come in and speak to the class
Oh.
on how government works.
That's right.
Yes.
So that would be like 2000, 2001.
Well,
somewhere
yeah, I
there.
think it was a one.
Okay, so it's
something
about
like that.
18
Yeah.
years then. All
Yeah.
right, all right. So that didn't work out so well.
No, but it was great for the kids
Yeah.
because they learned a lot about how politics does work.
Yeah, and we went through the process, and
Mm-hmm.
it's going on as we speak right now throughout the country. So it's a never-ending river.
Yeah.
It seems like people just finish up their campaigns and they're starting all over again. Okay, we digress. So Rhonda, you and I talked, and it's not a secret. I'm on the library board in Ripley, and I said, we have a story to tell here. Our show is piped right into Ripley, Westfield, Portland, Asheville, we're all over the place. And I've had a librarian on here before, and she's no longer with the Westfield Library. That was, I can't remember her name. Erin.
Oh, Erin Hofstadter. Yes.
Right,
Yep.
Erin. I remember the first name, and now it's Tom Vitale. But it was interesting to talk about libraries because, and in preparation for today, I was thinking, all right, what do I want to talk about a library? You don't know this? I was born and raised in Buffalo, and there was a branch library called Fairfield Library, which looked like this, I don't know, Gothic building. It had columns. Wasn't very big, but it had the creakiest floors in the world. I mean, you always people always say, "Be quiet, shh." They're always shushing you. Well, you could not break into that building without being noticed. The floors were just so uneven. But I spent, I can't even count the amount of hours I spent at that library. Especially in the wintertime, I had this favorite location. In one corner, it was the old-fashioned steam radiators.
Oh, okay, yes.
Because it was an old building. And I would kind of like curl up in that corner, and they had the whole series of famous Americans.
Oh, okay.
And I would take one book at a time, and I would go through each of those lives of those Americans. And it was like, I don't know, it was like 30 books. So, I mean, it took me a couple of years. But one of my favorite things was to go to that library, sit there, and just drift away. I loved that library. Unfortunately, now it's, I think, apartments or condos or whatever because of funding and things like that. But anyways, so I love libraries, and they're still one of my favorite places to go. But it's changed over time.
Oh yeah, libraries do change. They're constantly changing. And speaking of constantly changing, that is the one thing that is our only constant is change. And libraries are one of the oldest institutions. I mean, I realize it was Ben Franklin that introduced it here in the United States, but
Yeah, but he was a newbie at that point.
Right, yeah, and so other countries, the libraries have been around for just eons. I know
Thousands and thousands of years.
Yes, and the way they have always remained is because they evolve with the change. So they change as time changes, and they meet the needs of the people.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm not trying to be funny here right now, but my understanding is that the early libraries were clay tablets or papyrus that were rolled. I mean,
sure they were.
And what would the libraries be used for back then?
They were used actually every culture of people. Okay, bringing my historian stuff in.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, but every culture of people always wants to record what they've done. So you take like the Mayans, even for instance, they were like the excellent recorders of everything they did. It wasn't until another group of people moved in and felt them to be pagan, and that they needed to be abolished, and anything they'd ever studied should be abolished. So they burned everything, and all we have left are 4 codexes of the Mayan understandings of different things. If we'd have kept those, we would have a greater understanding of probably the number 0, since they were the inventor of that in all the skies. So, but these things were kept there, and people are like that. We like to keep our memories. We like to keep our things, and we like to look back at those. So these old libraries were like maybe the beginning museums. Okay, so it operates much the same as far as archiving things and whatever. So I'm just like, yes, I'm the director of Ripley Library, but I'm also like a curator at the Ripley Library, because we keep a lot of these different things, these different little artifacts that may come in that are important to Ripley. So.
And almost every community has a library.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, and they do. They have their own little special things that come about, and they will put them somewhere. You know, actually, what I have is Dr. Patterson's old medicine cabinet, and so many people come in there and are like, "Ooh, I would like to have that cabinet. Do you ever want to get rid of that cabinet?" But it's like, no, we won't, because that's part of Ripley's history. That's part of our heritage, and so we have so many little things that are gone in there. I even have the Masonic book in there. So yes, you would be very interested in seeing this.
You have the Masonic book. What Masonic book?
It's a little one. It says something about the Masonic. I'm not even sure, but it's from Ripley.
Well, what's in it?
Just a bunch of writing. It's very tiny. It's very old.
I'll have to see it sometime.
You do, and it's like I almost feel terrible touching it without the cotton gloves on to touch it. But yeah, we've got some really cool stuff in there.
Because I might be able to give you some information about that.
Yes, you could.
Because I was secretary of our lodge for years.
Okay.
And the reason why I asked you, because and I digress, but the Masonic temple in lodge in Westfield disbanded. And so a lot of our stuff went to different places. And when you said you had a little book, we actually had a book from the 1850s that had all the names of every member of the Masonic Lodge right up to the last day we had a new member.
Oh, how neat.
But I think that's in the McClure Mansion now. I'm not sure, but it could be somewhere else. But that's what, when you said little book, so I have to see that.
It's interesting because we get a lot of donations, and a lot of times these things wind up in the donations. There's these little treasures. It's like, oh my gosh, we got to keep this.
Absolutely.
This is something we have to keep.
Right. Well, how's that phrase go? If we don't learn from history, we keep repeating ourselves?
Yeah, I mean, that's they say history always repeats itself. And in some ways it may seem that way, but what that is showing is that we're able to make generalizations of what is happening now to what has happened in the past. But it's different.
But without the record, we don't
we don't know
the mistakes people made or whatever.
Yeah, then we don't know.
Okay, so obviously the libraries of the Mayans and that serve a purpose. So what's the purpose of today's libraries, like in Ripley, Westfield, and so on?
The purpose of libraries today has really evolved to become more of like the community centers. Okay, we really have become a community center of the town. And it's like, this is where we do so many different things. I know there's some pictures I'll be putting up, like the murder mysteries that we've done. Yes, these are fundraisers, but these also offer a lot of opportunity for people to get out and do something. Every year we do an annual auction, and this allows people to go. We usually do it at Noble Winery, and it allows people to go there and do early Christmas shopping, and with very unique gifts. Right. And we have a really good time doing it, and we make a little money to help the library along.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I'll give you a second to think about this. But if there were no libraries, what would happen?
If there were no libraries, people would become, and I don't want to say dumber because that's not it, but they would become much less educated, okay, because there would be nowhere to go to get this information.
Well, kids will say, well, I get on my iPhone.
Yeah, it's like we provide so much in that way that people don't even realize, like the Wi-Fi is always on. Whether we are open or not, the Wi-Fi is on.
Okay.
And so therefore, people will stand outside the library or sit in their cars and work on their laptop.
Are you kidding? I thought they were there just smoking.
Yeah, that's what everybody calls me. I get the phone calls and says, can you do something about them loitering there? And it's like, no, I want them there.
Okay. Well, there you go. I'm doing a public service announcement right now. They're not loitering.
No, they're not.
They're using technology.
Yeah, they are using technology. They're using the Wi-Fi. And that's why it's there. Libraries provide for the communities. I've had some people ask me to turn it off at night, but why? What if somebody needs to go and jump online and check something out? Yeah. What if they need to...
You save a life for that matter.
Exactly. What if they need to check something out or check an email real quick or just anything?
Homework assignment?
A homework assignment. And speaking of, if kids do come into the library and they do a homework assignment, they need to print it off. I do not charge for the printing of homework assignments. They can print all their homework assignments off for free. We do a lot of different programs too, such as I allow them to read their fines away. If kids forget to bring their books back, whatever. I don't do the fine free because I think not just kids, but all people need to be held accountable for their actions. It's teacher in me, you know. So I let them read their finds a way, though. They come into the library, they get $1 an hour.
No, I'm just asking for a friend now.
Oh, okay, yes, just for a friend.
If I happen to find a book at my house that's from the library, what are the fines? I have no idea what a fine is anymore.
Oh, okay. Fine.
How much?
Yeah.
I know what they are. I mean,
right, yeah, they're 20 cents a day.
Wow.
But we usually stop that at $5 once the book comes in. If you don't return the book, then you have to pay for the book. But once you turn that book in, then your fine will reduce down to $5 on that book.
Okay.
So, or movie, or whatever. Movies, though, you don't want to be late on a movie because they're $1 a day.
Whoa.
And that adds up.
Okay.
So you don't want to be late getting a movie back, but you get it for a week.
So that's pretty.
Yeah, you get it for a week,
generous.
and you get a book out for 2 weeks, and all you have to do is call, and we'll renew you, or you can renew online. You know, so people can order their books and get them dropped off at Ripley or the library of your choice. We're 38 strong in the system. You can return your library books to any one of the 38 libraries. So let's say you're in Westfield, you've got a Ripley book out, but you don't really want to stop there. You can toss the Ripley book into the Westfield
did not
delivery.
know
Yeah,
that.
and it will make its
Eventually.
way back. Yeah, it will be checked in, you'll be fine, and it will make its way home.
So there's like an interlibrary delivery system.
Yes, there is. Twice a week we get deliveries. I get them at Ripley. We get them on Wednesday and Saturdays. So you can go online. You can order your books, and they'll be dropped off on a Wednesday or a Saturday. When we check them in, we'll call you and say your book is here, or your movie is here, or your game is here. We also do the games. We lend video games.
So let me go back to what I was talking about. You know, kids are using their phones or iPads. Do people still read?
Oh, they do. They do. There are those, and even younger people, you know, like you and myself. And
of course.
And where there's just something about having that book in your hands. You know, there's just something about the book. I like my Kindle, I really do, but there's something about the book, and you just have it in your hand, and the smell of the books, and the smell of the libraries. Those are just like awesome.
You know when you're in a library, don't you?
You do. You
can be blindfolded. You know.
And you know you're in a library.
You know, I know people have Kindles. Justin, you got a Kindle, don't you? No, iPad. All right, I've just never warmed up to that technology, and I love technology, but it's like you say. I like the feel of the book. I like to turn the page. I dog ear. I'm bad.
Oh.
Yeah, I do.
What?
I do.
Well, I hope it's your own book.
It's my own book. I wouldn't dog ear anybody else's book, but either the top or the bottom. So the bottom, I know I left off the bottom of the page.
Oh,
I have my own
gotcha.
system.
Gotcha.
And people say, why don't you use a bookmark? Because I lose the bookmark. So anyways, I know, I'm sad. But anyways, I still read. I love reading. In fact, on my show last week, I just got a new book from Bob Terryberry. He's a local author, and it's a murder mystery from Maple Springs. It's in a series. So anyways, I have a book that I'm going to be working on. So books. So people are still printing books, obviously. Guggenheim,
yes.
He did a good thing there. So do you get new books at the library? How's that work?
Oh, yes. We order through the system, and the prices vary, but you know they'll average right around $20 a book. I like to buy the hardcover.
Books are $20 a piece?
Yes. Okay. And so some are cheaper, some are more. And but I like to get the hardcover ones because they will last so much longer.
Right.
It doesn't take long to get a paperback all waggled around.
Or earmark.
Yeah, or earmark.
Dog-eared.
So I try to buy the hardcovers, and then we cover them even more. Sometimes some of them will come in that way, depending on where I order them from. And but every month I have a goal of trying to get 100 new pieces of material out each month, and that will include like adult fiction, adult nonfiction, the young adult, junior, children's.
Something for everybody.
Something for everybody. Movies, and I'm trying to build up our collection of books on CD. A lot of people like those when they're traveling, and you just slip it in the CD player, and you can listen to the book. And what's nice, and I've been doing that, I've been listening to a book. I'm back and forth on my way to work and back. I will slip the CD in, I'll take it in the house, and I will slip it in the CD player, and as I'm doing dishes or cooking or whatever, I'm still listening to that book. And then I always have a book somewhere in the house. I have a book on my nightstand. I have a book on the end table.
Yeah, I used to do that.
So I have usually 3 or 4 books going at the same time. Someone says, how do you do that? And I think it's because I only read this book here, and I only read this book here.
Take a little side trips, aren't
yes,
they?
yes, it is, so.
It's fun. Okay, so 100 pieces. Eventually, the library's going to get full of stuff, so what do you do with, do you cycle it out?
We do what's called weeding.
Weeding.
Weeding. Yeah, we weed the books.
You're reading and weeding.
Yes, we're reading and weeding. It's just like going in the garden, So I go to this garden of books, and I take a stack, or my staff takes a stack, and we will take them over, and we will scan them to see when was the last time that book was taken out. And if it has been about 10 years and that poor book has not been taken out,
bye-bye.
Well, I even give it one more chance.
Oh.
Okay, I give it one more chance.
So,
I put it on a cart.
Like on death row?
Yes, it is. I put it on death row.
Jeez.
Okay, so I put it on death row, which is this cart that has a sign that tells everybody that says, I am about to be weeded out. Please, if you want to save me, you have to check me out.
Save me.
And so we do have some patrons that'll go right in and go right to that cart, and they want to see which books they want to save, and they'll check them out and read them. And we do get a few of them saved that way. Other ones, no. Take it out, and it gets put on a cart for sale, or it gets boxed up, and we'll bring it out with the annual book sale.
Okay, great. So. This is always a tough question, and we used to face this in schools. Who's the conscience of which books do you get? That's got to be a tough question, isn't it?
It is, and it comes down to me. I get to be either be the governor that sends the pardon, or I get to be the executioner and says, "You're out of here." And so sometimes that is tough.
Okay.
And
so, are there guidelines for libraries, like GP, or do they rate books by topic, or like movies?
I do like if it is a classic, definitely it's staying.
Okay.
We get a lot of really odd, weird books, or if it's a financial book and it's from 1989, those are done. That book is so outdated now. Or computer books that are dated, from 1995. We've come so far since then. Those are not going to do any good. So I will put them in a book sale. Some people like those old things. But if they don't go, then they...
Okay, let me ask you another question along being the censor. Brand new books, who determines what books you get?
Okay. That goes, usually I choose that, but I always I tell people, if you want a book, let me know. Give me a title, give me an author, and I will try to find that book, because if they want to read it, chances are there's somebody else that wants to read that book too.
But can they be risque?
Oh, absolutely. We do not censor. Libraries do not censor.
I did not know that. I'm learning all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, libraries do not censor. And people need to be aware of that as well, that if they don't want their kid taking something out, they need to be mindful of that and watchful, and they have to be there, because the law states that libraries do not act in loco parentis. It means that we don't.
In place of parents.
Right, yeah, we're not their parent, and so we cannot make that decision for them.
Okay.
If I see them on a site that I really, as a mom, think, it shouldn't be on there, I will make a suggestion like, I think you could probably find something better on the internet to watch than that, or you might want to move off that site.
Okay.
And most of the kids are very, very receptive, and they'll do it right away.
Right.
I've never had a problem with a kid. They've never argued with me about that. They just get off of it. So.
Okay, so how about a little bit of history of the library? It's gone through lots of changes over the years. How old is the library, do you know?
Ripley Library was first chartered in 1937.
Okay.
At that time, I'm not even sure what building it was held in. Most of the people I talked to remember that it was held in the town building, which was the bank now, the current bank. And then apparently it was in there for a while, back when they wouldn't have had too terribly many books. Where it has gone from there, I don't know.
Well, I know the Hamilton Mansion.
The Hamilton Mansion, it was there, and Marion Pell was librarian there. And she's got lots of stories to tell about how she was reading. She likes her scary stories. And the one night was, the perfect thunderstorm, lightning, and she's reading this scary book. And she swears she saw an apparition. But she says it was probably really just the night in the book that was playing tricks on her mind. But many people remember it there. I didn't move there at that point. I didn't move there till 1970. And at that point, it was down in a little blue building beside the corner bar is where the library was.
Okay.
And I remember going in there quite often. I went in there a lot. And the library did so much more even then than just books. I mean, we didn't have computers then. But I remember I was a brownie and a Girl Scout, and I was sent there that maybe they would have a uniform, So, and that's what we did. They would keep these things.
The repository of whatever's.
Yeah. And people would donate them there. Here, give this to somebody that may use it in future years. You're only a brownie for 2 years, so so I got my brownie dress and my sash and my little hat there, and I got my Girl Scout dress there. And I'd go looking there for different information. I would always go and look something up, and they were always helpful. And then as time went on, it was in 1982 that the library board purchased the Baptist church from the Baptists, and who had built a new church up on Side Hill Road. So the library board had purchased the building and renovated it.
It's
somewhat.
on the corner of Main and Goodrich.
And Goodrich, right? We're right there, 64 West Main. We're right there on the corner. And they purchased that building and kind of renovated it and turned it into a library. So Ripley Library has been at 64 West Main since 1982. And that building, just for a little more historical information, was built in 1892.
Wow.
Yes, and it is truly a magnificent building. It
Very cool
really
there.
is.
Right.
It's so cool in there, and the structure is still so strong. And I have a postcard back from 1910. My husband found it on the internet and bought it for us, and it was just so neat. It would be so cool in a way if we could almost put it back to that, but I don't know how you put those little steeples on top. I could do it out of Legos.
Okay, I got a question in my earpiece that came through, and I'm going to assume this is the question. Who is your user? Who uses the library these days?
Oh, okay. It gets used by so many people, not even just Ripley residents, okay? Kids come in there, yes, the kids will come in. We don't see them quite as often as we used to, but they will come in, they will get on the computers, and yes, they will take a book and sit down and read it. They like to do that too. We have some cushy chairs that they love to get in, People come in to send a fax.
Okay.
People come in to get things copied. We have a lot of people from January to April 15th that come in for their forms, the tax forms.
Okay. You have like a...
No, they don't do that anymore. They don't send us tax forms anymore like they used to. Yes.
Folders of them.
They did. They had just folders of them. They'd be there and we'd have them. But those don't get sent to us anymore. Now it's online.
Oh, they just download them?
Yes,
Okay.
you have to download the form you want. So I don't charge for tax forms either. Tax forms are free. If you come in, you can print off the tax forms you want. I don't charge for those either because they should be given out free. People shouldn't have to pay for their forms. And so we get a lot of that. We get a lot of people that have to apply for a job, and you have to apply online. They don't have internet or computers at home, and they're not quite sure how to understand how to do that. So therefore they come in and we help them.
Oh, awesome.
Okay? You know, we always will help anybody that asks. I will help them to the best of my abilities. And sometimes even other patrons that are there, you know, you get a younger person there that's more adept.
Yeah, let me help
it's
you
like,
here,
you know, one of our regulars, it's like, hey, can you come over and help? And everyone is always very willing to help. You know,
it's a very homey feel there.
Oh, yes.
It's nothing to take away from modern libraries because they have a whole different feel, but this is like your hometown library. I mean, it makes you feel welcome to come in there. And
it sure does.
But you know, I noticed there's nobody shushing you.
No, my library isn't always quiet. I don't shush. I don't think I've ever told anyone to shush. I've been shushed. I've had my staff shush me a few times. They're like, you're getting a little loud, and it's like, it's my library. I can do this if I want. But we do so many different things too. We have a knitter/crocheter club that comes in on Tuesdays they start about 3 o'clock, go right on through till 7:30, and they have a ball back there in the corner, and anyone is welcome, from beginners to experts. And we do show and tells, and like I'm an avid crocheter, so I'll go back and see what they're doing, and I marvel at their knitting. and then they'll be struggling with a crochet pattern, and it's like, well, here, it's and I can pick out the.
I was laughing because I remember trying knitting once, and I started out with like a scarf, and then it became something else, and I kept taking different shapes. I just don't do that, but I am amazed. Rhonda, one of the things I wanted to talk about with you today is who supports the library? How's that work?
Okay. Up until we became a district public library, the library was supported through the town. Okay, so the town gave money to the library, which was a very, very minimal amount. And I'll even use numbers here. At the time I took over as director at the library in 2014, the library was getting $28,160 from the town.
And this is through taxes?
Yeah, it came out of their taxes. Okay. So it was like an appropriation, from the town. And the school was giving them $3,000 a year. So they were operating on $31,160. And that was for everything. That bought books, that was payroll, that kept the lights on, that kept the heat on, that paid for water, that paid for, the water sewer tax that every nonprofit must pay. And the rest, they rose through fundraising. Okay, so fundraising is key to the libraries, and still is. So when we went district, what we did is we asked the town to support us through a tax base. So we became a separate taxing entity.
Right.
Because when I started, it was like, oh my goodness, if we don't do something, this library is going to cease to exist.
Right.
And it's much too important. We have too many people coming in.
Pretty obvious to me it's important, from what you're saying.
Yeah, we have so many people that come in just to use them for vital information. And it's like, I got to do something. So I started investigating, and I found out that, you can do this district library. Being a librarian is only one of my many careers. I have had a litany of careers. And what's funny, when I was little, I always wanted to write, and I know I'm digressing a second, but I always wanted to scribble or write on something. And my grandmother, who some people out there may still remember the Shreve Egg Farm out at State Line, and that was my grandma. She was Grandma Shreve, Catherine Shreve. And she used to always tell me, well, you better either grow up to be a teacher or a librarian, the way you like to write. And it's just interesting. Success on both. But I get back to this, and it's like, this is so important to the people. And so then I started, how do we do this? So I went through the system, and they helped me and guided me through. And we asked the people, and the generosity of the people and the understanding of the people in town realized, we need this. So we became a taxing entity. And at this point, we are down actually below $1 per thousand. I know when I got my last tax bill, it was 89 cents to 1,000 for the library tax. And that's minimal. It's really minimal. It's on the average, what, $75,000 would be a home. So $75 a year, less than $75 a year per taxpaying home to keep the library going. And and that's starting. It is a gift, and we may be asking for a little more, but it wouldn't be much. It would be pennies, literally pennies.
All right, you've got some pictures here to support the discussion. And so I don't know what order they're in, so
I'm not sure either. He's just going to pop them up there, and I'll tell you what's going on with them.
Right, so,
there's one of my favorites right there.
Okay.
This is a rendering of what we are looking for the renovations that we're looking to do. Now, again, just a rendering. Things are not exactly right there.
It doesn't have to be this way.
No, but what they are planning to do, we have 2 floors that are up there already that are built. They're going to add a third one, so we'll have like a U-shaped mezzanine style library. And where it's showing a drop ceiling there, well, you can rest assured that will not be a drop ceiling in the future because, well, it already came down. All right, we started having issues with the drop ceiling. We noticed it the night of our art show when we kicked that off. So we kick off the art show, and we noticed sitting there, as you're looking at this picture, it's going to be over there where the windows in that doorway are, started to slope downwards. And I thought, well, maybe it's just the wires came loose that's holding the framework up. I'll have my husband check on this tomorrow, and we will, maybe just put the wires back up. Well, come Monday, my clerk, Nancy McIntosh, her husband, Bob McIntosh, came in, and he does this. So he puts it up, everything looks like it's going to be fine. So the next day, I come in, boom, it's down even further. And it kept sloping and sloping and sloping. So I get my husband up there, it's like, we got to do something, we have to prop this up, something's going on here. So he does, he goes to the hardware looking for 2x4s, which they didn't have, so he bought plumbing pipe and stuff instead and made these T-braces. And we put these T-braces up there, and we're holding up the floor, or the ceiling, holding up the ceiling from the floor. And it worked for a while, but it just kept coming down.
Something was definitely wrong.
Something was wrong. So I called the architect, who is taking care of the renovation part for us. It was like, something's going on here. So he came up and checked. He got us a contractor that came in and took down the first drop ceiling, and he had to actually secure what is another ceiling that had been put up in the 50s. It's so amazing what you can find in these old buildings.
Yeah.
They are truly amazing. So he had to prop it up to make it safe for him, and now that's all opened up.
Okay, so in the rendering, that you're not going to have a drop ceiling, you're going to keep the open ceiling?
Right, we'll have an open ceiling there.
Right,
and when
so
that next ceiling comes down, hopefully it's going to display for us. We know there's a vaulted ceiling up there, but we don't know exactly what's under there.
Okay, so let's keep moving.
Yep.
We're not out of time, but we're getting lower.
Yeah.
So this is from the first floor looking up to the mezzanine.
Yes. This
Some
is
nice clean lines.
right.
Okay.
We will have an elevator. There'll be 2 sets of stairs and an elevator, or a lift, I should say. It's not really an elevator, it will be a lift.
And now you're getting funded for this, how?
Oh, this is through fundraising, purely fundraising and grants. Okay, I got a state grant through this system, a construction grant. Last year, the state had given to libraries across the entire state $34 million for renovations and construction. It's a construction grant. And we got $217,500 for that. So we have to raise the 25% more of that.
How's that going?
That's going pretty well. We're not there yet. We've got maybe halfway of our goal, but there are other grants that I'm continuing to write. We've been doing many fundraisers. People can absolutely donate. We've had challenges out there. There's been a Facebook challenge, meet my $100. And it can be anything.
Right.
And we do all kinds of fundraisers, such as the dance that we have coming up.
Right. We talked about earlier.
Yeah, we talked about that. We are working on another murder mystery. This is part of our art show. This is something that we do for the community. People come in. These are some of the woodworkings that were done by Bob McIntosh and put into the library art show.
So you have ongoing fundraisers, and then these are free shows also.
Oh,
right?
yes, there was no charge for that, absolutely. Right. Here's another piece from the art show. This is some stained glass done by Lou Barnes.
Oh, I didn't know Lou did that.
Yeah, Lou does marvelous work, and he donated that piece to our library, so that'll stay there. And here is from a previous year. We have somebody checking out all of our artwork. And I mean, we use the local art. These are local artists, by the way. Beautiful work. Oh, the talent that's in our area. This came from our holiday auction, just one of the many, many baskets you can bid on.
Okay, and that was held at Noble Winery.
And that was held at Noble Winery, yes.
Very nice.
Yeah, and they're always a lot of fun. This, oh my gosh, this was from our book sale.
Hundreds and hundreds of books.
Thousands. I think I touched every single one of those books. Oh, what the work is. But it's so neat to see the look on people's face. They come in and they're like, oh, what are these books? I'm in heaven.
Yeah. Okay.
Some of our patrons, actually come from Niagara Falls and from Lewiston. This here was from our last murder mystery, the Gobble Gobble Death and Trouble.
This is a poster advertising that.
Right.
I announced that here on the show. I've been announcing all your plays. Okay. And you and I were in one.
Yes, we were together in that
Murder
one.
on the
Petulant Express.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was fun.
Yes.
Now, this guy's famous.
This guy is famous. We're going to have him at
Jim McQuiston?
Yes, he will be at the Ripley Library on June 8th, as you can see there. And I've already had people calling to reserve some
For our
seats.
listeners in Jamestown, he's the one that has written books about the Curse of Oak Island, that very famous reality show that's on TV right now, the Travel Channel, I think. And so he's got 2 books out, so he's going to be speaking.
He actually has a third book out now, too, and he will... Yes.
History Channel?
Yeah, the History Channel.
God,
He's on that. Yeah, he's on the
flipping
History Channel.
That's June 8th, okay. All right.
So, yeah, that's
Very
going to be
nice.
a lot of fun there.
Now, oh, what's this?
Ah, yes. Since our little mishap with the ceiling, and things do have to happen, I had to close the library for the safety of patrons in that room. But our back room is completely fine, other than it's a little full right now because we had to move everything out. But I want to open to the public. I want to be able to make ourselves available for at least a little bit. So that back room will be open starting Monday from 10 till 2. We'll be open Monday through Saturdays, 10 to 2. You can come in, and we should have our new books that you could at least take out new books. I'll have 1 computer at least for patron use in case you need to get in here, check your emails, check Facebook, and print off whatever you may need to print off. You can do that. So we're doing our best to make everything available that we can.
So by the time this show airs, you will have been open a week. The rumors are gone. The library is not closed. It's open for good, for use, and for patrons from
limited.
10 to 2.
Yeah, it'll be limited, but we will be open. We can't go into the main part of the library, of course, for safety, but we can get your book checked out for you. If you still put it on hold, we can take the books that come in and out from deliveries. The new books that we can put out there, that we have room to put those out there, absolutely.
Okay, now a question came through while you were talking. Now you're going to have this brand new spanking library all done, and can people drink and eat there?
Oh, yeah, we always drink and eat at the library.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah, we have a little kitchenette thing in the back. Coffee's always on. I've done a few cooking shows there. We've done cooking, and we have a good time. We eat a lot there. Oh, yeah, you gotta have food.
So it sounds to me like our local libraries, and I know the one in Westfield and Brockton, they're real busy. They're really the heart of the community more and more, like the schools are. I mean, they're kind of like hand in hand, aren't they?
Oh, they are, very much so. This is where people go. This is what's there. People come there, and they do eat, We have a microwave. I actually have a stove. We've baked a lot of Christmas cookies there, and then we decorate them there, and we do things like that.
So who else uses the library? You mentioned the quilters. Do Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts?
Girl Scouts meet there. Okay, the Girl Scouts do hold their meetings there every Tuesday. No, I shouldn't say that. Every other Tuesday they meet there. So we'll be back open for business for the Girl Scouts. They do a lot of little decorating things, and we hang them up. So it was done by the Ripley Girl Scouts. Girl Scouts meet there. The our Veterans Roll of Honor hold their meetings there. It's open for anyone to hold their meetings. Anyone can hold their meeting there. Just give me a call and we'll get you.
What's the capacity for a meeting? How many people could you hold?
Oh my gosh, that back room can hold. We've had so many people stuffed in that back room. Comfortably, probably 25.
Okay.
Okay, so that would be a comfortable thing.
And how much you charge to use it?
Oh, we don't charge for that. There's no charge for that.
Okay.
Okay, that is a community. Always take donations. We always will take donations. Okay, but. No, if somebody needs a meeting room, this is what libraries are for. It is your library. It is a community library. And this is what they're for. They're for people to come out and use.
Rhonda Thompson, director of the Ripley Public Library. You've got like 45 seconds. Tell the folks about what you're doing as far as fundraising and the need for it for the renovations.
Okay. We are doing fundraising for our renovations because it's so important for our community, because the library belongs to the community. And it is theirs. So they need to come out and see what we have to offer. It's theirs. Come out, support us, use us. We have so many things there, and if you have ideas, share them with us, and we'll do our best to get it there. I think it's a marvelous place.
Phone number?
Phone number is 736-3913, and we have a website. It's ripleylibrary.org. Just go to that. We're trying to keep it up and running now. It's new. I also have an email. You can get me at director@ripleylibrary.org, and you can send me an email, and I will answer it.
Okay.
Okay.
Folks, you've been watching Chautauqua Sunrise, and my guest today has been the director of the Ripley Public Library, Rhonda Thompson. Rhonda, thanks for coming by.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
I hope we've shown a lot more light on this topic, because I don't think people realize that libraries are still around and important in our lives.
Oh, they're very important.
All right, folks, we are going to wrap it up for today, and join me next week with another Chautauqua Sunrise Show. So have a nice weekend. Hope you're enjoying the warmer weather, and we'll do this all again 9 a.m. right here on Access Chautauqua.